So I think struggles that I've faced growing up were quite a lot of anxiety and difficulty knowing sort of like who I was as a person. I think I was always searching for something, but I'd pushed away my faith that I knew from a child because I hadn't connected with it, and I think I pushed it away. And I faced so much anxiety and so much difficulty. I did a lot of like competitive sport to try and find sort of an answer to life. When I was at uni, I drank a lot of alcohol to try and escape. I just didn't really understand what it was all about. I kind of just saw it as a story and not really real. To me, I didn't really have a relationship. I didn't really understand it. So kind of just as I grew up, I almost just saw religion as something quite harsh and something quite not for me really. We were just chatting one evening. We just sort of started talking, sat down quite relaxed, and one of my friends who hasn't got faith at all just started asking lots of questions about Christianity to my other friend, and they were kind of just speaking, and I was just getting quieter and quieter, just listening to what they were speaking about. And I felt quite personally sort of like impacted by how peaceful my friend appeared as she was talking about her faith, and I just started crying for no reason at all. And I was just like, oh my gosh, why am I crying? I was like, just like, that's really weird, but I didn't really have a second thought about it. But the following week, I ended up attending a church in the local area because my friend was singing that day. So I attended, and just the minute I stepped into the church, I just felt so relaxed, so at ease, and again, I just started crying during some of the worship music, and I just felt like in my heart, I felt like I was in the right place. And I think things that I've been searching for so long, some of that peace had just sort of been answered straight away. So I think from there, I kept going, and yeah, it's been a massive journey from there. So in the January of 2023, I ended up attending an Alpha course where you have 10 weeks to answer some of the sort of big questions about what faith is and what Christianity is as a religion. And during that 10 weeks, I actually had quite a supernatural experience whilst I was at church. One of the evenings, we were in an extended time of worship, and I was just there of silence with my sort of eyes shut, and I just felt God showing me this vision of like children lining up and giving their life to Jesus. And in that moment, I almost felt like I was a child again, and I just sort of fell on my knees, just literally fell on my knees, and I was like, this is crazy. It felt quite out of body. It was something I wouldn't normally do, and I just started crying again, but in just such this peaceful way. And I think that was the moment where I was like, that sort of, as you said, like leap of faith was like, yes, I do believe in this. This is something that I feel like I've had a real encounter. I was really nervous on the day of the baptism, but as soon as I got to church, we prayed as a group of people, and I felt really peaceful. And I think I would probably say peaceful so many times, but just like, I just felt like this is exactly the right thing to do. And when I went under the water, I just almost just felt like I was just going down, and I was just sort of letting go of everything that I'd done in my past, which I did a lot of things whilst I was at uni that I probably wouldn't be proud of today, but I felt Jesus being like, it's okay. It doesn't matter that you've done that, because you're here now, you're with me, and it's okay. Having a relationship with like Jesus and going to church has sort of made me want to look more like Jesus, and by looking more like Jesus, you look outwards and you look to other people, you look to being kinder to other people. And it's not something I've sort of consciously tried to do. It's just something that's happened so naturally, and just that I find that I've got so much more love for other people. I would say that there's one in Jeremiah that sort of continually has always just sort of like touched my heart quite deeply. And that's Jeremiah 29:7, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future.